This could also be your rhythm, and I'll tell you exactly how in this video. I'll be covering her kit, Demon Wedge build, what weapons to use on her, and gameplay tips to get the most out of rhythm. Let's start with her passive, which simply converts a percentage of consumed sanity into a special resource called electric energy, with its limit being equal to rhythm's max sanity. I would also like to mention her first passive upgrade here, which is quite important to her gameplay. 50% of her consumed electric energy is converted into sanity, meaning she essentially has sanity refunds on all her abilities. Next up is her skill, which launches you towards wherever you are aiming and does damage to any enemies along the path. This can be enhanced with 30 electric energy, dealing considerably more damage as well as granting a damage boost. And lastly, her ult. It does an initial AoE burst, then puts Rhythm in a buff state which continuously drains sanity. This buff state increases movement speed for herself and allies, as well as dealing damage to one random enemy in range every second. This damage alternates between applying positive charge and negative charge, and when an enemy with positive charge is close to an enemy with negative charge, they are pulled together and it does a lot of damage. Now let's talk about Rhythm's Demon Wedges. She primarily wants skill damage, max sanity, morale, and attack percent. On screen is my current level 60 Rhythm's build. If you want to copy this, you will need to use track shift modules to adjust slot tracks. In the first slot is a Prime Wedge. Ideally this is Prime Morale, while your other two characters have Prime Serenity for sanity regen, as well as Prime Uplift for a damage boost. Next is Ravaging Thunder, which gives you a ton of skill damage, and then Sphinx's Onslaught, which gives you a ton of attack. Phoenix's Wings gives you a nice amount of max sanity, Blaze Volition, and Blaze Morale just give you more damage overall, and in this last slot, I have Phoenix's Blaze Wings. This is interchangeable for something stronger once you have more tolerance. For this last lock slot, as long as you put something that increases your damage or max sanity, you'll be fine. I want to also quickly cover why not anything else. Range is largely useless on her, with the only thing being buffed being her ult initial cast. This is not a bulk of her damage, so we can ignore it. As for efficiency, since she has built-in sanity refunds from her passive, it can be ignored in favor of more max sanity. Lastly, duration. She will constantly be refreshing her damage buff, and the positive-negative charge interaction is in a large majority of her damage, so duration can also be safely ignored. Rhythm's best range weapon is easily the Exiled Thunderborn, as she synergizes perfectly with the weapon passive. When an Electro character triggers bonus effects with this weapon, gain 45% skill damage for 10 seconds, 90% for 10 seconds at max level. This provides a huge amount of skill damage for free, and none of the other assault rifles provide anything close to this value. For melees, there are two options. If you want something that does damage, the Momiji Iteki is a great stat stick, with extra crit damage and increasing damage dealt based on the combo counter as its passive. The other option to further increase skill damage would be the Wayne Wraith. However, this will do considerably less damage as a melee due to it not being Rhythm's preferred weapon, as well as a lack of a damage passive. Your gameplay loop is to generate electric energy by using sanity, which will usually be from leaving your ult on for a while, then using your skill to do a ton of AoE damage. At first your skill will feel clunky to use, and a huge tip for this is that it can be cancelled with a dodge or a jump. Weaving these in between your skills will make everything flow much smoother. And lastly, Rhythm struggles a lot with single target scenarios, but using the previous tip to our advantage, you can cancel skills quite early to chain many of them together within a short time frame. This will deal considerable single target damage and take elites down very quickly. And that's it! Thank you for watching, and if you found the video helpful, a like and a sub would be hugely appreciated. I plan on making more guide content in the future, so if you like this one, keep an eye out. Have a good day everyone.